Oh, which one are we? Let me see. I think we are supposed to read Bhagavad Gita today, right? I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 10, The Opulence of the Absolute. Text 33. Aksharanam akarosmi
Aksharanam akaro asmi.
dvandva samasikasya cha
Dvanda samasikasya cha.
aham eva kshaya kalo
Aham evakshaya kalo.
dhataham vishvato mukha.
Dhata vishwamato mukha.
Aksharanam of letters.
Aksharanam of letters.
Akara, the first letter.
Akara, the first letter.
Asmi, I am.
Asmi, I am.
Dvandva, the dual.
Dvandaha, the dual.
Samashikasya, of compounds.
Samasikasya, compounds.
Ya and.
The and
Aham, I am.
aham, I am.
Eva, certainly.
Eva, certainly.
Akshaya, eternal.
Akshayaha, eternal.
Kala, time.
Kalaha, time.
Dhata, the creator.
Dhata, the creator.
Aham, I am.
Aham, I am.
Vishwata Mukha, Brahma.
Vishwataha Mukha Brahma.
Of letters, I am the letter A, and among compound words, I am the dual compound. I'm also inexhaustible time, and of creators, I am Brahma. The Akara, the first letter, the translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Akara, the first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet, is the beginning of the Vedic literature. Without Akara, nothing can be sounded. Therefore, it is the beginning of sound. So Sanskrit is the original language. Sanskrit is the original language. Now, the first letter of the Sanskrit is the Akara. And so, I mean, why do we have a language? We can speak it. We are speaking it. So Prabhupada is explaining us that means this Akara is the beginning of sound. In Sanskrit, there are also many compound words, of which the dual word, like Ramakrishna, is called Dvandva. So those who are very, what do you say, learned in Sanskrit grammar will be able to understand this. Because Sanskrit grammar is there. And so there's the Dvandva, dual word, and the example is Ramakrishna. In this compound, the words Rama and Krishna have the same form, and therefore the compound is called dual. Among all kinds of killers, time is the ultimate because time kills everything. In the material world, time kills everything. You know, we see something is new, is fresh. It's very new, fresh. And then as time goes by, it deteriorates, and one day it does not exist. The material, not the soul. Time has no effect on the soul, but on the material. You see, it could be anything. Even our bodies, we say a newborn baby. When we were newborn, our bodies were fresh and, just born. Then you keep growing, then dwindling. And then one day, the body does not exist. Time is the representative of Krishna because in due course of time, there will be a great fire and everything will be annihilated. So Krishna says, time I am. So this is Krishna. People may say Krishna does not exist, but Krishna comes to them in the form of time. Krishna comes to them in the form of death. This is Krishna. When the annihilation of the universe is supposed to happen, there'll be a great fire coming from the mouths of the Ananta Shesh. The entire universe will be filled with this fire. Among the living entities who are creators, Brahma has 4 heads, is the chief. So we living entities, we are creators. Also, we create certain things to our limited capability. What do we have, each of us? We take the ingredients, whatever we can find, like maybe a bake a cake, maybe, or create a laptop or whatever. So many things. But the within the universe, the most powerful creator is Brahmaji. Our Brahmaji has 4 heads, and Brahma is therefore a representative of Sri Krishna. Mrityu sarva haraschaham.
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Udbhavasya cha bhavishyatam.
Ritihi shrirvacha narinam.
Kirtihi Shrivakcha Narinam.
Smritir medha dhriti shama.
Smriti Medha Shruti Shama.
Mrityu, death.
Mrityu, death.
Sarvahara, all devouring.
Sarvaha Haraha, all devouring.
Ya, also.
Also,
Aham, I am.
Aham, I am.
Udbhava, generation.
Udbhavaha, generation.
Ya, also.
Also,
Bhavishyatam, of future manifestation.
Bhavishyatam, of future manifestation.
Kirtihi, fame.
Kirtihi, fame.
Shri, opulence or beauty.
Shri, opulence or beauty.
Vak, fine speech.
Vak, fine speech.
Cha, also.
Also.
Narinam, of women.
Narinam, of women.
Smriti, memory.
Smriti, memory.
Medha, intelligence.
Medha, intelligence.
Dhriti, firmness.
Dhriti, firmness.
Shama, patience.
Shama, patience.
I am all devouring death, and I'm the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. As soon as a man is born, he dies at every moment. Thus, death is devouring every living entity at every moment, but the last stroke is called death itself. That death is Krishna. We have a newborn baby, and where you'll say 1 day old. As soon as we take birth in this material world, the time factor starts acting. And we just heard time is devouring everything at every moment. So at every moment, this death is happening by this influence of time. And then, of course, so gradually it's happening. And then when really the soul leaves the body, that moment is called death. That death, that moment of death, that is Krishna. That is Krishna. So we don't surrender to Krishna while we are living. We have to surrender to Krishna at the moment of death. We can't argue with him, discuss with him. No, I cannot leave this body right now. I have so many things more to do. I haven't done this or that. No, there is no discussion. We have to surrender to Krishna at that moment. As for future development, all living entities undergo 6 basic changes. So what is this circle? Living entity, we are born. Okay, so a baby is born, for example, grows, and starts growing. Then remain for some time. So, become young, then become an adult. Then what happens? Reproduction, have children. Then starts middle age or something. Gradually, the body starts deteriorating. It's not as young anymore. And then finally vanish. Of these changes, the first is deliverance from the womb, and that is Krishna. The first generation is the beginning of all future activities. So the birth is also Krishna, and death is also Krishna. So Krishna is everything, and Krishna maintains us. So the maintainer is also Krishna. The seven opulences listed fame. Sorry. Fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience are considered feminine. If a person possesses all of them or some of them, he becomes glorious. Famous. If you're famous, everyone speaks of famous. Wow, there's a personality who's famous, everyone talks about them. Somebody has a lot of wealth, people look up, they want that. Fine speech, they can speak very well, good memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So these are very attractive qualities. If a man is famous as a righteous man, that makes him glorious. If someone is righteous, we want to be with them, learn from them, associate with them, take advice from them. Sanskrit is a perfect language and is therefore very glorious. If after studying one can remember a subject matter, he is gifted with a good memory or smriti. So there are so many languages, but Sanskrit is the original language, and that's the perfect language. There's no like in some languages there will be some errors or so many what do you say, rules which apply, or this rule does not apply in this circumstance and all that. But Sanskrit, very logical. And then after you study it, if you can remember, means you have good memory, smriti, memory, and the ability not only to read many books on different subject matters, but to understand them and apply them when necessary is intelligence, another opulence. So not only remembering things, not only remembering, but being able to practice those things, being able to understand what I'm reading, what I'm memorizing, and applying them in our day-to-day life. That is intelligence. The ability to overcome unsteadiness is called firmness or steadfastness, dhriti. So sometimes we may become unstable, but the ability to become stable is steadfastness, firmness. And when one is fully qualified, yet is humble and gentle, and when one is able to keep his balance both in sorrow and in the ecstasy of joy, he has the opulence called patience, shama. What happens when we are very joyful, we become so happy, and when we are sad, we get so low. But we need to keep the balance. That balance, that patience is called shama. And what sometimes we see that we may be very qualified, but what happens sometimes, all that opulence makes us very proud. But one who, in spite of having all the opulences, remains humble, remains gentle. Yeah, that's also keep the patience, then all that is included in shama, in patience. Is that okay?
Little like I just want to understand when the Krishna said that among the women I'm the fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So because these are the feminine qualities, that's why, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that men don't have these qualities, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But the qualities itself is feminine,
Yeah.
right?
And Krishna saying
Quality.
he is these qualities. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brahatsam tatha samnam
Sam tatha sam nam.
Gayatri chandasam aham
Gayatri chandasam aham.
ma sanam marga shishoham
Masanam margasirsho aham.
ritunam kushumakaraha.
Vidunam kusumakaraha.
Brahatsama, the Brahatsama.
Brihat Sama, the Brihat Sama.
Tatha also.
Tatha also.
Samnam of the Sama Veda songs.
Samnam of the Sam Veda songs.
Gayatri, the Gayatri hymns.
Gayatri, the Gayatri hymns.
Chandasam of all poetry.
And the Sam of all poetry.
Aham, I am.
Aham, I am.
Masanam of months.
Masanam of months.
Margashesha, the month of November, December.
Margasirsha, the month of November and December.
Aham, I am.
Aham, I am.
Ritunam of all seasons.
Ritunam of all seasons.
Kusuma Akara, spring.
Kusum Akaraha, spring.
Of the hymns in the Samveda, I am the Brahad Sam, and of poetry, I am the Gayatri. Of months, I am Margashirsha, November, December. And of seasons, I am flower bearing spring. It has already been explained by the Lord that amongst all the Vedas, he's the Samved. So there's the four Vedas. Does anybody remember which are the four Vedas?
Samved, Yajurved, Adharved, Sam Ved, Adhurved, Sam, Adhurv, and I'm forgetting the Rigved, Samved, Adhurved, and
So it is Samved, Atharva Veda. Atharva, Yajur, and Rig. So amongst these
Rigved.
four, Sam is represented of Krishna. The Samved is rich with beautiful songs played by the various demigods. One of these songs is the Brihad Sam, which is an exquisite melody and is sung at midnight. In Sanskrit, there are definite rules that regulate poetry. Rhyme and meter are not written whimsically as in much modern poetry. In Sanskrit, because it's original language, it's the perfect language. So when the poets would write their poetry, it would be perfect. There's no contradiction in the language because there's certain, if you study the language, like modern poetry may have many flaws in it. But Sanskrit poetry is all regulated according to the grammar rules. Among the regulated poetry, the Gayatri Mantra, which is chanted by the duly qualified Brahmanas, is the most prominent. So it's only if you're a Brahmana you can chant the Gayatri. The Gayatri is given to the disciple at the time of initiation, Brahman initiation, and that's when he or she gets qualified to chant the Gayatri. The Gayatri Mantra is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Because the Gayatri Mantra is especially meant for God realization, it represents the Supreme Lord. So, why is the Gayatri Mantra chanted? To realize Krishna. So, it represents Krishna. This mantra is meant for spiritually advanced people, and one attains success in chanting it, he can enter into the transcendental position of the Lord. So, one may say, then I'm gonna stop chanting Hare Krishna and I'm gonna just chant the Gayatri. No. In this age of Kali, we are given specifically to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. All the scriptures are telling us whether you chant Gayatri or no, that's irrelevant, but you chant Hare Krishna. That is what you're going to get perfection with, is a Hare Krishna mantra. One must first acquire the qualities of the perfectly situated person, the qualities of goodness, according to the laws of material nature, in order to chant the Gayatri mantra. So one has to be on a Brahmana. One has to, and Brahmana not only as a birth or as a title, but have the qualities of a Brahmana. When we say he's a doctor, it's not because he is wearing the clothes of a doctor or because he is uh, born in the family of a doctor. No, he has the knowledge and the practice of a doctor. That's the reason. So same for Brahmana. So you should be in the mode of goodness, qualities of Brahmana to chant the Gayatri. The Gayatri mantra is very important in Vedic civilization and is considered to be the sound incarnation of Brahman. Brahma is its initiator, and it is passed down from him in disciplic succession. So Gayatri mantra is uh, coming also in the disciplic succession from Brahmaji. You see, the mantra, we have to get it in disciplic succession. We cannot randomly get it. Mantra has to come in disciplic succession. The month of November, December is considered the best of all months because in India, grains are collected from the fields at this time and the people become very happy. So why is Krishna saying this? What is Krishna saying? He's saying that of the months I'm November, December. So why is he saying I'm November, December? Because grains are there. Everyone gets happy. We all need to eat food. So we have ample grains. We are happy. Of course, spring is a season universally liked because it is neither too hot nor too cold, and the flowers and trees blossom and flourish. Spring is the most pleasing season, pleases us. It's not too hot, not too cold. There's enough flowers, there's trees blossoming, flourishing. In spring, there are also many ceremonies commemorating Krishna's pastimes. Therefore, this is considered to be the most joyful of all seasons, and it is the representative of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So Krishna says that spring, the month of spring represents him. I'm sorry, the season of spring represents him. The month of November, December represents him. See, this is how he's telling Arjuna, you can remember me. Oh, it's November, December. Oh, Krishna is saying this is his representative. Like that. So, are there any questions?
That is that how to see Krishna in everything. So he's telling that these all I am: the taste in the water, the topmost mountain, the best in the fighter, right? So like he's
Yes,
just
right.
how we can see him in everything.
Yeah, so if we see somebody intelligent,
Hmm.
so we can understand, intelligence, mercy of Krishna.
Hmm.
Just now we were patient, quality. Krishna is saying, I am these qualities. Fine speech,
Hmm.
a good memory. There's so many people having these. So when we come across someone having good memory, fine speech, something we can understand it to represent Krishna. We are reminded of Krishna then.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening and joining in. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.